Hello, my name is Miss Jolly. Here is my kitty cat. His name is Donnie. Can you say hey to Donnie? He is loving hearing me read these books. And today I'm going to read a book to you. And the main character is a cat. You may have heard of this character before. His name is Pete. Pete the cat. In this book, Pete the cat saves Christmas. It's a really fun book, and I hope you enjoy it. There's a couple of words I want to talk to you about to make sure that you understand the story. And that first word I want to talk to you about is ill. I-L-L. Ill. Have you ever heard of that word? Ill? To be ill? I mean, sometimes people might use that word ill as maybe someone is grumpy if they are ill. But in this story, and in most stories, the word ill means sick. So if you know of someone who is ill or sick, they don't feel well. Maybe they have a cough or a cold, and in this day and time, sometimes people could have COVID-19 and be ill with the virus, or maybe they have a stomach virus, or it could be a flu. But in this story, the word ill does mean something very much like that. They're sick. They're not feeling well. Well, in this story, Pete the cat helps save Christmas. He saves the day. I hope you enjoy this story. Pete the cat saves Christmas. This book is written by Eric Litwin and the art by James Dean, who is also the creator of Pete the cat. "'Twas the day before Christmas, and Santa was ill. In the cold winter wind he had caught a bad chill." So here is Santa, and you can see that he's in his bed not feeling well. Over here is some cold relief medicine. It's 7:02 a.m., so that means it's in the morning of December 24th. And that is Christmas Eve. December 25th is Christmas. And so this is the morning of Christmas Eve. And Santa has this thermometer in his mouth. He is not feeling well. He is ill. What is he going to do? Will Christmas be canceled? Will it come to that? Never, cried Santa. Let's call Pete the cat. Santa asked Pete to deliver the toys to all the good girls and to all the good boys. So here Santa is calling Pete. He still has the thermometer in his mouth, and oh my goodness, he's got a bad fever. He's got his cell phone calling Pete the cat. And where is Pete the cat? He's nowhere near the North Pole. He's somewhere on a beach, we can tell. He's on a surfboard in the ocean, and he knows Santa is calling. What in the world could Santa want? Pete's thinking. "I'll do it," said Pete. "And although I am small, at Christmas we give, so I'll give it my all." Give it your all, give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all. So here's Pete. He's going to give it his all, and that means he's going to try his very best to save Christmas and to help Santa out. So Pete jumped in his minibus and started to roll. "Road trip!" cried Pete. "First stop, the North Pole." He's leaving Key West, Florida, which is somewhere sunny and warm. And he's going to drive all the way to the North Pole, where it is snowy and cold, where Santa lives. The reindeer were waiting to give Pete a tow, so he packed up the presents and told them to go. Then the minibus flew, just like in a movie. Pete the cat cried, "This is totally gravy!" So check this out. The Santa Claus reindeer are pulling the minibus. "I can do it," said Pete. "And although I am small, at Christmas we give, so I'll give it my all. Give it your all, give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all." As the children were sleeping, all snug in their beds, Pete and his reindeer appeared overhead. Straight down the chimney Pete flew in a dash, then back in his minibus, quick as a flash. Each time he delivered a holiday gift, he crossed off a name written on Santa's list. You can see he's crossing those names off as he delivers the toys. Santa's list was so big and Pete felt so small, but at Christmas we give, so he gave it his all. Give it your all. Give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all. Check out this list. Look close enough, you might see your name or a name of someone you know. At that very minute, they reached the last house. Pete dashed in and out just as quiet as a mouse. Then, right at the break of the new Christmas day, Pete and his reindeer were flying away. Back at the North Pole, old Santa was waiting. The elves and the townsfolk were all celebrating. So look at Santa. They're all waiting and they've made a banner. It says, "Thank you, Pete." And then down here, it's my favorite little sign. It says, "Small is cool." Santa was dressed in his red coat and hat and cried, "Hip, hip, hooray!" for our friend Pete the cat. "I did it," said Pete, "and although I am small, in the spirit of Christmas, I gave it my all." Give it your all, give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all. The end. What a cool story. Let's talk just a minute about Pete and about this story. Pete the cat did save the day, but there was a problem in the very, very beginning of the story. A problem is something that has gone wrong, and we need help solving the problem. And who had a problem? Well, if you will remember, if you know already, you can shout it out. Yes, Santa, he had a problem. And his problem was that he was ill. I-L-L, ill. He was very ill. And to be ill means that he's what? He was sick. He had a cold or a virus, and he was sick. He had a temperature, reading that was above normal, so he had a fever. He had some cold relief medicine over here. Remember this? He was sick. He didn't know what to do. He knew he didn't want to miss Christmas, and he knew he didn't want all the boys and girls to do without their Christmas presents. So, how did he solve his problem? What was the solution to his problem? Well, he called his good friend. Who did he call? That's right. He called Pete. Pete the cat. Now, Pete the cat had a little bit of a problem too. He was afraid that he couldn't do it. And so his problem was what? His fear. His fear that he couldn't do it. His fear that he was too what? Too small. That's right. He thought he was too small, but even though he was too small, he decided he was going to do it. And then he come up with his chant that helped him to remember. Give it your all, give it your all. At Christmas we give, so give it your all. So just like Pete, if you come in contact with a problem, if there's something that is going on, maybe it's in class, maybe your teacher has asked you to do something that you think is too hard, or maybe you're at home and your mom and dad or grandma or grandpa, someone asks you to do something that you think, I'm too little, this is just too hard. You just decide, like Pete, to give it your all. And remember, to give it your all is to do your very best. And if you do your very best and give it your all, then I can promise everyone's going to be proud of you and you're going to, kind of like Pete, save the day because you didn't give up. So I hope you enjoyed this book, Pete the Cat Saves Christmas. And stay tuned because I'm going to be reading more stories and I'll be sharing them with your teacher. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to get a piece of paper, and your teacher will help you. Your teacher can give you the piece of paper, and I want you to think of your most favorite part of this story. And I want you to see if you can draw a picture of your most favorite part. Maybe your favorite part was when Pete was surfing. Or maybe it is when Pete and the reindeer were flying above the houses in the minibus. Or maybe it was when Pete made it back to the North Pole and all the little kitty cat elves made him a sign. Who knows? Or maybe it is the back cover where Pete is drinking some of the milk that was for Santa. But since he's helping Santa out, he gets to drink the milk. I love this. I want you to draw your very own picture of Pete the cat and how he saved Christmas. Thank you for listening, and I will see you soon. Merry Christmas!